that's killed by Oroco, or that's killed by. Wait, how did Shredder's older brother die? Was he killed by Master Splinter?
Again, the continuities are always kind of messed up. I think in most continuities, Oroco Nagai was killed by a Splinter.
Huh. Yeah, I guess that guy, he's probably still in really good shape. He could do it. I mean, when you have the Shredder fighting the Turtles, it's obviously going to be like a guy in the suit, but him doing the voice and him kind of doing the scenes where Shredder doesn't have his helmet on, because maybe he's too busy sharpening it in his little tool shed in the junkyard base. But, yeah, that would be a very cool, imposing Shredder.
Yeah, and in terms of other, for the Mortal Kombat, web series, most people said that the guy who played Scorpion could play a good Shredder.
I didn't see the guy. Oh wait, from the Mortal Kombat Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see him being maybe like a younger Shredder before he takes on the mantle.
Although if they Hollywood sometimes likes to young up the characters.
Yeah, but Shredder kind of has to be already in a position of power, because then it'd be like, what, Shredder's in his early 20s and actually Karai is his wife?
Good point.
That'd be like a Superman Earth 1 kind of twist.
Good point.
Although that would be different. I don't know if that'd be bad. That'd be different.
I don't see that. But anyway, you want to move on to the next question?
Alrighty.
So thank you for that question, Jason. Next, moving on to I always have trouble saying his name.
No, it's in the corner. Felipe Aquino.
Okay, thank you for that. Again, I'm really sorry if I butcher your names on these people. I really am. But, okay, the question is, in the 2012 TMNT TV series, do you think what do you think the Krang want to capture April O'Neil for? That is a good question. That's kind of like the big mystery they've been building up through this entire season, like halfway through the season. Like, what did the Krang want her for?
Oh, wait, I missaid that. Sorry, it's Felipe Aquino.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, I had to put the little flourish in there. Sorry. I didn't mean to mess you up there.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to use April for. I hope they don't use her as, like, MacGuffin or whatever.
Yeah, I'm really kind of wondering where this twist is going to go. Like, this honestly has less build-up than The Undertaking.
Yeah. The other thing is, like, a lot of people have been speculating that she's this incarnation of April's really the Fugitoid.
Wow, that would be really weird.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself, like, that would not... How? What?
Now, that would be a good way to kind of bamboozle all the Donnie April shippers, because that's technically interspecies erotica, but if it's a mutant turtle and a robot, it's different.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you think the Krang want her for, exactly?
Maybe they just want to keep her for the new world because red-headed people are an endangered species. Within the next, 100 years, gingers won't exist anymore. Some would say that's a good thing, but I love me some red-headed girls.
So, short answer, we don't know.
I don't think the writers do anymore either. Because they kind of dropped that whole thing after, April's episode. And they bring it up now and again, but maybe we'll never know.
Yeah.
Nah, we will. The writing is too solid to not let it be resolved.
Good point.
It better not disappoint me. It might disappoint me.
Yeah. Okay. Next question comes from the Spawn 117. And he asks, would you like to see either a Predator TMNT, Aliens TMNT, or a Transformers TMNT crossover? Okay, out of one of those three crossovers, I think Predator versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would be awesome.
I wrote a fanfic of that when I was 15. I love that idea.
Yeah, the turtles fighting predator. Not just one predator. I'd say like four, like a hunting party of predators.
Actually, well, it was mostly in my story Raphael versus the Predator, and then in the end the Turtles all kind of gang up on it, and it's like the fight at the end of the first Ninja Turtles, but they defeat the Predator because the Predator's tough, dude. I think it could take out at least 3 turtles at once.
Yeah, good point. Like one predator would be cool, and mostly them hunt. And I think it'd be cool to see like the predator hunting both the turtles and the Foot Clan.
Yeah, like if you had a 3-way battle of a Predator, a Shredder, and Leonardo, sign me up. Or Karai and Raphael and a Predator.
Yeah. And it's not like IDW doesn't like to cross shit over before. Like, I know they did. The only crossover they did with TMNT so far is with when they did Infestation, where they fought one of the H.P. Lovecraft monsters.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping they get their shit together, because there's a few other crossover questions that we got in here, and being the crossover guy, I guess, whatever. Anywho.
I think Aliens TMNT could work too.
Yeah, like have the xenomorphs as experiment.
Like, yeah, TCRI and Wayland Yutani have like kind of a thing going on, and then because of that, they pass along one of the alien test subjects, and it gets loose
and hides in the sewers. Or
yeah.
like a whole group of like a small like 5 or 6 of them hide in the sewers.
And then that's when a Predator shows up, and then the Turtles end up fighting the Predator and the aliens.
You see, now you're just playing. There's a story arc somewhat like that called.
Let's edit this part out and we'll write it.
There's a Alien vs Predator comic book called Eternal, which is exactly the same idea, except the Wayland Yutani part.
Well, technically the Predator Concrete Jungle comic and book that made up the plot for Predator 2, if you just took out the cop, Dutch Schaefer, who is the brother of Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, and you put it in Ninja Turtles, it'd be the same thing. Hot summer, a lot of gang conflict, Predator. The Ninja Turtles would already be embroiled in said conflict. Fiasco shenanigans ensue.
Yeah. Alright, so there's your answer, Spawn. Next, moving on to Death Christ 2000, and he asks, thanks to a crossover early in the comic series, this question counts. Okay, I'll let it pass. What are your thoughts on Cerberus? He's talking about the little Aardvark guy.
Oh, is that the guy that made that Spawn issue where they made fun of all the people that aren't independent?
Yeah, and that's the only place I know him. Well, actually, no. The only times I've seen him was in that issue of Spawn, which I owned. And it was at $1 bin in a comic book convention. I was just like, I'll just get this because it's a thing.
Oh, dude, I'd get it too. It's a cool issue.
Yeah, I recently looked back on it because I was really after reading the review, after watching the Captain Logan Spawn year review of her. I was like, I'm gonna give this another look, and I liked it. And I don't know. I don't have a lot of thoughts on the character because he's never been a character I've really been interested in. I'm sorry, Death Christ, but yeah, the only other time I've seen him was when there was a Cyblade She crossover that had called the Independence United or something, where it had a lot of other independent characters like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, Hellboy, Savage Dragon, and it was pretty much a FU to Marvel and DC, pretty much.
Dude, I think a Hellboy TMNT crossover could work.
Yeah. But let's save that for a little bit. But yeah, that's really much all I can say about Cerberus.
Yeah, I have no feelings on him.
Yeah. So
he wears a vest. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. So Richard the D asks, if you were able to write a TMNT story, what would the premise be? I haven't really given much thought. I think I would bring in a reintroduction, whether in the comics or the new animated series. I think what I would do is a reintroduction of the Triceratons. Like, make them like I kind of like how I pitched them to you when we did that. Characters we want to see in the 2012 cartoons, make them a lot like the Klingons or something, like a warlike race that have been at war with the Krang.
Yeah, I like that one. The interdimensional war.
Yeah, like they fought the Krang out of their dimension, but they left their planet in ruin. And when they see the Krang leave and find Earth, it's like, nice planet, we'll take it.
Yeah, the Krang have good taste. This is ours now.
Yeah, and rather than the whole secret invasion thing, they just go full balls deep in this into a like full scale alien raiding party invasion.
Well, see, I think they already did that with the '03 series, so they might have to do the secret invasion instead of having it pad out for like a year and a half of who's a Triceraton. Because honestly, I don't think Triceratons would have very good cloaking devices. But
no, that's what I meant. Like, just be a full on invasion rather than the whole secret infiltration thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I
think Triceratons could work for a Ninja Turtles movie. It would probably be a Jump the Shark third movie, but it could work as like a summer blockbuster tentpole film.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like with the Triceratons is like I would make that a whole season of just the whole world is at war and we're getting the ground zero at New York of the Triceratons invasion in this whole season.
It'd kind of be like what Man of Steel looks like for the big thing in the middle.
Yeah.
But my premise is still the same. Aliens, TMNT, Predator.
Yeah. Okay. So anything else you want to add to that, or?
Well, there is that Season 2 Next Mutation fanfic.
Shut up.
Raphael starts his own Foot Clan.
So thank you for that question, Richard. Next comes to Predator Warrior 18, and he asks, if Raphael was in the DC universe and was offered to join either the Justice League or train under Batman, which do you think he would choose?
Well, he would definitely not train under Batman. Raphael would beat the piss out of Batman.
And his words, not mine.
Yeah, come on, Batman lovers. Raphael would beat the shit out of him.
Hey, Sick Rick Joseph said that, not me. But I don't think he'd choose either. I think he would like if Raphael was in the DC universe. I think he'd join. I think he'd be forced into Suicide Squad or Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Oh yeah, just because he's Raphael, he matches, so he's got to be part of Red Hood's team.
No, because he wouldn't okay, you guys don't kill. You guys don't kill, and he's a little too brash, and I think Batman, Batman would not allow. He'd find something. Raphael is just something Batman would not want to deal with, just on personality alone.
He'd probably do what he did with Azrael and just let Raphael be in Gotham beating up criminals, because it's like, hey, at least he's stopping bad guys. Yeah. But he'd be afraid to fight him because it's Raphael.
Yeah. So I think he'd be more in tune with he'd probably be hanging out with Jason Todd and Roy Harper and Starfire, or he would probably be on The Outsiders or the Suicide Squad.
I bet he would have an okay relationship with Nightwing.
Yeah, I think he would be actually cool with Dick Grayson.
Yeah, because Dick Grayson sorta can be like Leonardo, but he's a lot more relaxed and stuff. He's kind of a good mix of all four turtles, really.
Yeah. All right.
I see him and Jason butting heads immediately.
Yeah. So think of that question, Predator Warrior. Next comes Venom Rules All, and he asks, would you like to see the Turtles have a crossover with G.I. Joe?
A proper one, yeah. I think that would be kind of cool. I'd like to see...
And it's a cool possibility because they're both under IDW Comics.
Yeah, and you could have Shredder and Cobra Commander team up and be like, I'll get you next time. I cannot do a Cobra Commander, so I'm not even going to try. I'm sorry.
Well, actually, I was going to say not have Shredder. I'd actually have Baxter Stockman working with Cobra.
Yeah, it's Destro kind of hates me and broke off, so I brought you, Baxter Stockman.
Or, yeah, he's building Mausers with Cobra technology or something.
I mean, it's not like it's never going to happen in the movies, because, those G.I. Joe